team leader of the REJ team with eXp Realty. I am also running the SFSB project, which is a 30-day challenge to improve your overall growth. So if you guys have any questions on that, feel free to DM me at Real Estate Jose on Instagram. So let's get started. Today I'm going to be speaking about mindset and how it relates with everything else that we're doing in life and everything that is happening in today's world. And it's so crazy because so many people forget that your mindset and everything that we talk about in the personal development side of things and the self-development side of things applies to everything in life, right? And I'm not going to make this about politics because, I mean, you could make it about politics and it could have that context in there as well. However, something that I wanted to speak about is, let's say, for example, the movement Black Lives Matter, right? And the reason I wanted to talk about this is because I think that people still think that Black Lives Matter is representing the best or is representing black people, and I think they have it all fucking wrong. And here's the concept. There's a lot of black men that are walking around feeling like they're still victimized to systematic racism, which is complete bullshit. How is it bullshit? Okay, you may be one person that may be for that. You may be a person that it actually already makes sense to you without me even having to describe it. However, step by step, we can look at it and we can ask ourselves, okay, do we know any successful black men in America? Yes, we do. Okay, boom. Systematic racism is out of the question. Because if that was the fact and there was a systematic racism in place, then there would be no black millionaires, no black successes, no black business owners that are successful, famous, or anything like that. That would be completely unheard of. However, if we look and we can Google black millionaires or black billionaires or black successes, we can find so many different people and so many articles of how they grew up from rags to riches, from broke to being something, right? So many artists, so many rappers. Oprah Winfrey talking about, oh, like black people are suppressed and whatever she's saying. Billionaire sitting in a nice ass house, probably nice ass car. Same thing, LeBron James talking about how racism and black people are suppressed. Same thing, nice ass house, probably nice ass car, millions of dollars. Are you suppressed, really? You feel like you have an unfair advantage? Huh, that's interesting, right? And the thing is that we have to start taking this into account. Instead of looking at it as a race issue, we have to look at it as a mentality issue. Because so many people are walking around being the victim to whatever the fuck the media is portraying, that they're not able to tap themselves out of that and say, I'm gonna go get it for myself. I'm gonna take responsibility of my life and fucking make it happen. And it's so crazy how people think, oh, white people are racist, I'm never gonna be able to get anywhere. And it goes both ways. Like, people think that you could just say that white people are racist, but you could say that black people are racist. You can say that Hispanic people are racist. Because the definition of racism is somebody that thinks that their race is superior than the others. And if you're chanting out Black Lives Matter and you're canceling out all the other race or all the other color, right? Just Black Lives Matter, then who's the real racist? It should be all lives matter, shouldn't it? Because then that means that all lives would matter instead of just Black Lives Matter. And shouldn't all Black Lives matter too? Even the ones that get killed by their own people, right? Even the ones that get killed by blacks, not just the ones that get killed by white people and that the media pushes to divide everyone, because that happens very minimal compared to the people that actually get killed by their own skin color, black and black. So you start to wonder these things. Why are they feeding these things to us? Is there a bigger agenda? Well, if you think about it and you look at the lockdowns and everything that's happening right now, even with the bullshit masks, right? You want to know how that's bullshit too? Because when you go to a restaurant, what do they tell you? Oh, you have to keep your mask on until you sit down. So I guess that once you sit down, COVID is only travels up to here. And when you sit down, it's not going to be able to get you. So it completely makes all sense. So obviously just wear your mask until you sit down. Like, what the fuck is going on? Is the world going to fucking shit? Because that's what it looks like, right? And even the election, everything got fucking hacked and glitched, and now supposedly Joe Biden won, and this whole big thing, and nobody knows what the fuck is going on. Like, is this really what the fuck is happening? Where nobody can own up to their shit and be truthful and keep moving the ball forward and keep progressing? I mean, it has to get ugly before it gets pretty. However, remember, which side are you on? And the side that you're on, have you done your research to be able to represent and support that side? Because the last thing that you want to do come, let's say 2022, and you represent the side that you thought it was good, and let's say they ended up winning or they ended up overpowering the other side, and they ended up actually being bad, and they were manipulating you through their communication to make certain things sound enticing to you, and you as a whole, meaning like your peoples, or however you want to separate yourself, us blacks, us Hispanics, us whites. No, man. If you're a citizen of America, you're an American, right? If you're living here, then you're an American, and you're based off of just looking at, when people are looking at you, they're looking at you as a person, not as a fucking skin color. Because to me that doesn't matter, and the thing is people are so stupid. Oh, you're Hispanic, of course it doesn't matter to you. Like, do you really think that that's the fucking case? And plus, if black people were really at such a disadvantage, or Hispanic people were really at such a disadvantage, then why the fuck do we have mainly most of the government programs that are accessible to us? And then the white man barely has anything that they can do when it comes to scholarships, when it comes to federal grants, when it comes to all of these things. So you have to really ask yourself, what the fuck is really going on? Because none of this shit makes sense. Now, this is my opinion, this is my view on it based on the research and the facts that I've been able to pull up. If you guys want to do your own research, you guys support your side, cool. However, as long as you know what you're representing, and as long as you've done your research on both sides of the spectrum, and it makes sense to you, cool, whatever. Maybe we can agree to disagree. However, if it threatens humanity, if it threatens our children, because there's a lot of child trafficking going on, if it threatens the safety of the women that are out here, right? Because there's so many women getting raped every single fucking year. If it's a culture that is for that, then I don't think you're a good person, or I think that you should be able to at least look at this with a more critical thought or a critical mind, and be able to analyze it and say, fuck, okay, if this is what's really happening, then as much as I hate Trump, I mean, why do I even fucking hate Trump? Why do I even hate the other side? Is it because I've always been told that by my family? Is it because I've always been watching the news? I mean, ultimately, again, it's your opinion and who you want to support. However, just understand that I'm a good person. You may be a good person. I don't know who the fuck is watching this video, but you may be a good person. And if you are a good person, we both have something in common, which is we want to do what's right and we stand for what's right. Now, that is something that we can both agree on. Yes? Okay, yes. Now, if we can both agree on that and we have different views, something happened, something split, somewhere along the lines. There was a message that came in incongruently, that one person saw it and took it and ran with it, and another person saw it and questioned it and said, wait, this doesn't sound right. Let me see if this makes sense. Did some research, it didn't make sense, and it was like, yo, this is bad. We gotta fix this shit. And then everybody else, because they're so dependent on authority, they're so dependent on other people telling them what to do, they're so dependent on other people's opinions, that they just take shit and run with it and don't even question it. And they think, oh, I can't do anything about it. If that person told me that, if my doctor tells me, I'm gonna die in 14 days, I'm gonna die in 14 days, I can't do anything about it. No. You have an opinion, just like everybody else. The doctor wasn't the doctor until he started, studying and got his ability to become a doctor and became a doctor. However long it took, 10 years, 12 years. However, before that, he was just a human being, just like anybody else. And doctors make mistakes. Based on what he studied, he may have studied something completely different than another doctor, right? He may have studied medicine and he only knows how to heal people through just medicine, versus another doctor that maybe is more, more organic, more natural, right? And is able to treat people with just natural remedies. Two different kinds of people. What does this guy know that this guy doesn't? Why did this guy go this way? Why did this guy go that way? Well, you're the individual. Now you have to make a decision and you have to make a choice. However, you are the only one that's going to be able to face the consequences. And for me, based on the researches that I've done and everything that I've looked at, I would gladly face the consequences on the side that I'm representing, because I know that this is the right side and this is the good side, in my opinion. I haven't heard anything else that would go against that. And if you have something that is a fact and not just something that some bullshit is being said on the media, or some fact checkers fact check something on Instagram or Facebook, right? Because that's happening a lot now, where they're falsely fact checking certain things to just cancel out one side completely instead of giving you, the viewer, the opportunity to have choice. Are we even in fucking America anymore? Like, we have to start questioning these things and start asking ourselves these questions so that when something happens, we are aware and we know what the fuck is going down and we know how to take action and move accordingly. Because there's just way too many people suffering nowadays that you may not be, because maybe you've been dependent on the government your whole time, and you know, maybe there's business owners that, or people that are losing jobs, or there's so many different things, right? Or you may be an individual that's going through something like that and you're sick and tired of that shit too. The only one that knows is you. And if something feels wrong and maybe you should ask certain questions, then that probably means you probably should. All right? So I'm going to keep this video there because I don't want to make it too long. Again, Jose Rodriguez with the REJ team leader. And I will catch you guys on the next one. If you feel like this is beneficial and it could spread some awareness of what's happening in today's world, feel free to share it with a friend. Give it a thumbs up. Comment down below what you thought, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.